Welcome back everyone to Satisfactory. We ended last episode with the last floor doing the turbo motors. So we got those going. I have motors and all the other stuff being stored, so we're good to go there. We can upgrade all our machines as we need to, but in this episode we're actually going to be talking about future stuff I'm going to do. We're going to make a few changes here, but I've gotten a few plans along. What I've done in between episodes is I went and threw another whole floor on the build. As you can tell, it's a little taller than the other floors because I have a train station in it. But that's okay, because we're actually going to have another one up here just because we can. But from this perspective, we'll start from this end and we'll work our way over to that side. We're going to be making some big changes. This is in the near future. It's not the next thing. What I've done is I've actually disassembled quite a bit of this over here. It's making now, if I go over there, this is still our main concrete storage over here. There's more than enough concrete being stored in there that it keeps my inventory nice and full. But in these ones here, I'm actually storing the steel beams so we can make all the train tracks we need. That should be more than enough, and then these will shut off. I've taken maybe 5 off of there, 4 or 5. Actually, we can count. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've removed 4 from there and taken these 2 off the end. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 now making encased industrial beams, or encased steel beams, sorry. But we still need some. That's okay, because we're going to be transferring that inside the factory soon enough. And in this big space, what I want to do is get rid of this main line coming in, the skyline, and we're actually going to replace it with a nice train system. We're going to go to areas, grab all of the raw resources out of the main area, and actually bring it just in its raw form, so that way I can separate it if I need to here, and then build a factory actually I'm kind of thinking right above all the train stations would look pretty damn cool. But we're going to build a factory somewhere around here. Most likely actually over here is a better option. And then we'll, we'll build it over top. I kind of have an idea on top of my mind. But anyways, enough of that. This is going to be all gone, so we can actually reduce a little bit of lag, which will be nice. Each train station will be 1 resource each, so like let's say we have an oil train station here. It'll offload, but it'll come from over there, there'll be oil coming from over there, and then maybe somewhere else as we need more expansion. So I can do multiple lines. I'll bring a main line in and then have the main line branch off in each station. And then above it, I'll do all of the smelters and everything that we need to turn it into resources, and then move it into our main building as we need it on a main line. This is our main bus. Now there's a few things I did, and I did them right away because I had to do them before I forgot. What I've done is I've sniped one of these oil refineries that were making rubber. I'm thinking we're going to have to amp up our rubber production too. It seems to be lagging a little bit behind. But I made this one into fuel because I'm always going, and every once in a while I have to get fuel again, and I'm making it by hand, which isn't too big of a deal. But it's just easier to pop out of here when I do need it, right? Like we only have, I'm going to sort that, we only have 140 fuels, so I may as well grab 100 while we're here. So this is our aluminum floor here. This is where all the turbo motors and everything are being made. We do have a lot of room left up here, and that is actually on purpose. Let me get on top of one of these machines here. And that's actually on purpose because I still have to go out and get hard drives. So I'm going to actually get the alternate recipes before I actually make like a full factory. We're producing 1 turbo motor per minute, and that is more than enough for now. We got tons of turbo motors actually being stored over here. So this is our end production for the turbo motors here. So what I've done is I've actually added, since the last episode, I've also defaulted to Mark V conveyor belts too instead of the encased. Because it's actually easier to make these than it is the encased industrial beams. But I have thrown a little bit of storage off to the side just to hold some of these behind for us. Some of the pieces, like look at our turbo motors now. We're doing just fine with 1 per minute. I did let the game sit for a while so that it actually produced turbo motors over time, and I did spend time in the game making stuff. I've also chosen to store some of these radio control units, but these are a little more expensive, and split 50-50 in the storage is actually going to slow down production of the turbo motors by a considerable amount. So I only want to store a little bit, so I filled the rest of them with just one concrete each. And there goes the train. I love this thing. So there is two things we need to do, and this is actually a project I want to get done this episode here. This area over here, this train station is actually not centered on the platform. Which was okay when I put it down, but when I put walls and stuff up, it's actually off-center, and for our project, I would really very much like this to be sitting on a platform centered, so that it's not off to the side like this. So we're actually going to have to remove this this train station here and move it over just a bit to make everything line up. Now I'm going to go up to the top and we will discuss the nuclear components floor and clear up a misconception. So this top floor, this is what I've built since the last episode. I put all the walls up, I put the floors up, a lot of concrete, a lot of supplies really. Oh no, does that thing fly over this build at this level now? It'd be really interesting to make that thing fly through the building, which if we end up being that tall, which I think we're going to be, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to have to watch that thing's flight path too. But up here, I'm going to build the components for nuclear to make the non-radioactive stuff all in this building, just because it's easier, because then I can expand that without having to mess around in the radiated zone, right? I'm only going to make over by the nuclear whatever's radiated. So if we take a look at our recipes here, we will look up rod, good old rod. We can make the electromagnetic control rods here easily, but the nuclear fuel rods we will not. So we'll have to truck over some encased industrial beams and some control rods over to that area to meet up to make the uranium cells. Or the uranium cells will be made over there, and then these will be made into the fuel rods. So making these here and making these here too will actually really help. Now, I do believe one of these recipes, this here, it needs cement. Or concrete, sorry. It needs concrete. So there's most likely a lime over near where that is. We're going to put the tower of power on top of that, right over there. See where those stairs are? That's from a really early episode. That is where we're going to put our tower of power. So all our nuclear stuff is going to be way over there. So yeah, a lot of people thought I meant I'm going to make the radiated stuff here. No, I'm not going to do that. That's silly. That's insanity. So we have to move this train station down here over a little bit, line it up, and I want to put another one here. It's going to go straight off in the distance and go over to the nuclear area to make those components. So I want this train to be going in and out of the nuclear area, but I want it to also line up with the one beneath it so that I can straighten this up here, make a nice like a nice built-up system with the foundations. One on each side. You guys will see. We can actually get rid of all of this train station down here. We're going to get rid of it. Don't need it. I'm going to destroy it, take down that old storage I was messing around with. And we're actually going to bring this track out across and up on that level. So it's going to go across here too. It's going to make a little bit of a train bridge again. And we're actually going to bring it, the other train up and around here and make a nice junction up here. So this train will come down here, come up around, and then nice and straight across. So this one will line up with the other one for a good distance before it branches off. So I think that'll look good. We actually might even be able to clip the top of that over there and then bring it around over here and then make a structure over there. We still got a lot of work to do for the nuclear, but this is in preparation for it. So I think our first project here is to actually get this train station moved below and line the train station up here with it. And as I say that, the train's actually coming in the station here. So we're going to actually let this train leave, and then I'm going to start lining all this stuff up. And there we have it. The rail is down. So what I've done, I've come up with this design here. So this will actually continue just heading off in that direction. I'm going to clean this up a bit too. Get rid of this spaghetti going through here. But we are well on our way. What I've done is I've actually centered out the stations, which actually took out the ability for me to put a wall here and a wall there, which actually is not too bad. What I'm going to do down here too is just make a little walkway along here, just to make it look like a little maintenance thing. But on this top part, because it's going to keep going, what I'm going to do is run this down beneath it, because I think first of all it looks pretty damn cool and it kind of ties in that big open space, and you can kind of go right between here. I love these new 1 meter foundations. They're actually really neat. But I'm actually going to run a belt system under here so I can jump on the belt and head on over there instead of having to maybe wait for the train. I can just hop on a belt. So I do believe you can fit a belt going one direction and a belt going the other. So we'll put one here, just like that, and another one here. Ooh. Maybe you cannot. I always thought you could. Will it still go? Oh, it'll still go through this. Okay. Cool. It's actually kind of I'm gonna complete that. Let's see how this looks. So here is a little tricky. I actually had to put down a foundation, but that does allow me to put a conveyor pole down there. And can I put another one in beside it? Barely. Now the thing is, can I get rid of this foundation and put myself in a walkway crossing? Oh, nice. Okay. So that's there's a way around everything, right? So this one's going to be coming in to the base, or the base. I'm so used to playing survival games. And this one is going to be going into the factory. Oh, wow. Okay. Look at that. There's a little bit of a ledge along the side, but that actually looks pretty damn cool. Is there enough room now for my head? Oh no! Well, it was a good idea. Okay, what if I whoa! I could take that out, but then the train looks a little silly. Can I put maybe walkway foundation underneath it? Because I really like that design and the way it works out. So as it turns out, I can actually put the walkway crossings underneath it. That actually is not that bad of an option. Now, my next question is, can I lay rail? It looks like I can. It doesn't say, it says it's just too steep. It doesn't say that I can't, attach it on top of that. So, looks like we may have actually found a solution. I think that looks pretty slick. Alright, let's give this a go. Oh, nice. Look at that. Right through it. And, ooh, those things are so quick. I almost flew right across the map over there. That'll get us back and forth in no time for sure. Wow, look at underneath them. Now, I didn't know those things actually end up going in different directions. Sometimes the little details matter. But I actually don't mind how it looks like that. I can tolerate that. Sweet. Okay. I'm going to go throw some of this down along here just to make it look like maybe a maintenance thing and to clean up this wide open space. Alright, there we go. And we have it. So that is what our main transportation system's looking like. And that bothers me. I'm just looking at that now. I'm going to put foundations all the way down just to make it look properly supported. Of course, it's off the edge a little bit. Okay, looks like we're good there. So yeah, I actually really like this, and we can even go higher too. Let's say I need to add more trains coming into the building that are at a higher level. Let's say, for stuff up there. Ooh, that's actually going to bring in the train system real nice, like a stacked train system. I think that'll look cool. The other thing I did too is I actually used walls with the X on it. Which wall is that again? Here, this one here. I flipped it over so that the X pattern is on it, so it looks more of a supportive platform. So my next big project. Wow, look at that! How close? Ooh, I wonder if it hits a train station. I forgot to watch out for that. I'm gonna have to remember next time. But I gotta keep going with this. I gotta bring this out even further. So the way I gotta do that is I actually gotta run platforms going out from straight out from here, and then decide or see how far I can bring the track. Actually, Yeah, I'm going to see how far a track will go before you can't extend it anymore. Count the platforms, and then that's how far apart these things have to be from each other. So I've kept going with these platforms. We're going to take them out after, but this is what we need to do to keep our system nice and straight. And it comes into the heavy bush. Now I'm going to have to whip out something I haven't whipped out in a long time. And that's by choice. Holy crap, what do you even call it? It's a chainsaw. We need to get the chainsaw out. I need to take some of these trees down here. But we are getting pretty close to over there, so we can actually scope out as we build down where I'm going to be building all my nuclear stuff. Because I'm going to try to stack the nuclear power literally on top of each other in the tower of power. So now I have to figure out how far tracks will stretch down on foundations. Okay, so I was able to stretch it out this far, and it's just barely sitting on that first block over there. So it almost occupies this entire space if we were to move it down a little bit and have it end to end so that it matches up. So we're going to count this one, not count this one, sorry, but we're going to count the spaces in between. And that's how many spaces we can cross without another foundation sitting there for it to be plopped onto. So we got 1. So that gave us 11 spaces. So now I can actually take these foundations out and give it a double count as I'm deleting them. And yep, that is a safe 11 spaces. So now what I can do here is just simply make another tower underneath by starting out my foundations right on top. Oops. I should have actually used these first. Yeah, I'll get rid of those and use the bigger foundations. So the other problem here too was the fact that conveyor belts actually don't stretch out as far as the trains do. So I was like, well, this is an interesting thing. But what I can do is actually place a support down on top of these if I actually clip onto the belt first. So that's actually not too bad. I can deal with that. I'm going to try to bring this about halfway down. This detail isn't too important, so we should be okay. As long as this is lined up all nice, I think we'll be good to go. Okay, and there we have it. We have our beginnings of a stackable train foundation here. This station is only 1 platform wide because it's just going over to the nuclear area. Now if I do need to expand it, I will. I'm going to leave the space there anyway behind it to do that. But I think this is looking and coming together rather nice here. I am going to raise this here another block up so it matches that. I think that looks nice for now. And we'll just build on top of it as we go upwards as I release more content and stuff too, right? The other advantage to having this down here is that when I do need to go over to the nuclear area, I have to wear a nuclear radiation suit. So I won't be able to have my jetpack on unless they add the ability to do that later on. But for now, this will actually bring me back and forth without having to have my jetpack. I could maybe put a storage down here. Can we put storage on top of this? Will it? I could put another foundation down, just redo it like I did last time, and then put a storage there so I can switch it out. Actually, that's really handy. There we go. So cool. So I have a bit of work ahead of me here. What I'm going to do is spend some time. I'm going to bring this station out, keep it going outwards. This here, I'm going to try to line it up as best as I can with that area down there. Well, I'll figure it out as I get over there. And I got to tear down that old station too, and the old track to go along with it. So this is a lot of tear down work and just kind of repetitive building over and over again. But for you guys, it'll just be a split second. That second in you time ended up being a whole day and a half in me time. Now, I couldn't record for the rest of the day. I ended up having, I was really busy, and I ended up, I did get a lot done though. And then when I went to record that evening, I was having audio issues like crazy. So I have them fixed now. I had to like reset and redo a whole bunch of things, but we're all fixed up and I can record again. You guys have no idea how happy I am about that. It's been like a whole day and a half. It's been insane. But as you can see, I've gotten a lot done. So I pretty much finished all the framework and everything we need for our rail system. So this rail up here, this is called nuclear components. I don't even think I spelled that correctly. But anyway, I'm dealt myself now. Anyway, I built this bridge, and then this will take it right down to the nuclear, and then down here we actually have our box line. This is actually a main line too. We can bring other stuff in, I guess, later if we want to. Maybe even take the train right through the building into the main train station. That would look pretty neat too and line things up nice. But I needed to keep the box going because we ran out of supplies. I ran out of aluminum sheets. So I had to get that hooked up and running pretty quickly. But I was unable to record because I was in and out. Like I was, 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there. But I was able to get this all done in that time, and I actually feel quite proud of it. I really like the way this turned out. So let's go. I'm actually going to jump on that thing, and we're going to go check out the junction down there. By the way, I just looked it up. I spelled that right. I was just having some self-confidence issues. But let's go down here. I'm not sure why I came all the way up here. Oh, yes. It's because our bridge is actually up here. Oh my god. So I have these running all the way down now. So if we jump on, look how fast this is. This is almost actually faster locally, I think, than the train. But let's jump off of that and take a look at this area down here. I completely removed our old station. So the old station and storage thing I had going on. Oops, I'm on the ground. That is all gone now. Completely gone. So it looks better, I think. It comes up here. It goes up, around, and then up here, and then into the main bridge. And the nice thing about this bridge here is that it's stackable. As we build more levels on our main factory, this is going to be our main factory skyscraper, basically. If we have to do anything else, there'll be other like little mini buildings, like our nuclear is going to be over here. But I really like how this junction turned out. So the train comes up here. Comes around, comes up here. This was tricky. I'm not gonna lie. These bends and stuff took a little while to figure out how to get them nice and looking neat. Now, the one thing we do need to do in this episode here too, before we finish it off, is that's the uranium line. So the uranium will come down here too. It doesn't need to come this way, or go back over that way. So I didn't need to separate these. All I needed to do is split this. This split was really tricky. This took forever. I had to settle for this, a little bit of a ledge. Because every time I tried to split it here, there'd be a huge difference. It looked like this train would literally run into the other track, but I finally got it straightened out. I think it looks good. Anyway, this track goes up and around and then meets up over at the nuclear area, but I also want to get the components train running in this episode too. Get that sucker going. Oh, look at that. We can actually watch the train as it does its thing. So this looks a lot better than the spaghetti. It's permanent and it's easily stackable. So now that I put the work into it, it'll actually make things a lot easier, because I'm sure we're going to want to go further back in the map. And the further back we go, we have to go over that mountain anyways. So that's kind of a win. But yeah, I can actually climb up this little pole over here and we'll go check out. Alright, well, that didn't go too much further, but you do get some air off of that. I actually had to slow myself down. So this area over here is pretty much going to be toast. This is going to be all radiated. Now, I'm not sure what I want to do with this, because if I bring it across here, I'm pretty sure that's going to clip the train coming up this track. So I don't know if I want to stick to it and just pretend it's not happening, or just kind of maybe come off in a different direction with it. I don't even know. Even that speed though coming off of it's quick enough. Anyway, this is where the uranium train will come up, and it'll join with this train track up here. And then this one is a components track, which literally goes dead eye straight right into the factory. Look how nice and straight that looks. I love it. So what we need to do here is actually build one factory and then, or one train station unloading, and then another one behind it unloading too. So one will unload the uranium and one will unload the components. So while the components and the uranium separated just to make things a little easier, and I think to make stops easier. But this area here is actually really, really nice. So we're gonna make the train station up here on a floating platform, I guess, and our tower of power is going to be up here, so we have to figure that out. And there's rocks to blow up there too, so I don't know, maybe there's something hidden there that we can blow the rocks up and check that out. I haven't really blown anything up yet either, so that'll be fun. Look at that, isn't that beautiful area with waterfall? I can't wait to radiate it all. So the waste too, I was thinking about the waste, and we could make like a line that kind of just goes off and like to the edge of the map somewhere, or I can hide it all in that waterfall. I don't know what's going on down there, but we can maybe like see how far down we can go and put it like all down there out of sight. I think that would be pretty cool. The other thing here, I was tempting to go and check it out, but there's another drop over there, another drop ship, and I don't think we've actually gotten this one. I don't think we've actually been through this area since I've unlocked the map. Obviously, I've been to areas, but the map was not in the game when I was over there, so I guess I haven't been there. But we should go check that out too. I think though it might be in the poison gas, but let's give it a quick check. So I'm thinking the actual drop itself is actually up there, because I see a part right there. This is obviously not the cargo section. I wonder if we can sneak around this way, around all these damn stink plants. Hate those things, or the stink rocks even. I wish we could blow those up. I hope at some point in the game we can get rid of those damn things, at least in certain areas, so you can make something nice there at least, maybe. Ha! Found it. There we go. Let's see what this Ooh, thought I heard an enemy. It's been so long since I've actually ran across one, just in case. What do we need? Oh, look at that. We actually have what we need on us. Nice. Now we can do some new hard drive research and hopefully get a new one for some of the newer stuff, because, oh, I don't actually want those. Oh, can we see the train from here? No, we can't. We're too far over. But the train goes down that way. You can see the track right there, actually, off in the distance. I do like trains. Okay, time to make that train station. I had to come back and get some concrete here, and something is not right. So I actually had to come down here and power this station, although it is hooked up to everything else. And I have a train sitting down at the other station with a timetable, and it doesn't show up here. So for some reason, this train station isn't connected. Oh, and by the way, this thing flies right over our factory at what looks like would be our next level. So I think our next level will make a nice area that thing can pass through. It does clip the top of one of these poles, so if we ever have to expand it, it's going to fly through one of these poles. But we'll ignore that. We'll ignore that. Anyways, back to work. So I'm doing a flyby here, and this is where it would be connected to here. But I do not see a switch or anything. There's this railway here. It comes into this one. Okay, let's try reconnecting both and see if that fixes a problem. Okay, so I connected. And now we actually have a switch here, which is operable. So I wonder if that fixed our train. I don't know how that happened. That's weird. But at least I know now that if it ever happens again, that is the solution. Redo the switch. So we're going to go to our timetable here. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's because I cut it off there. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is a nuclear components train, the NC train. So let's add a stop to this and see if we cannot... Nuclear components. Oh, there we go. Okay. So... let's get in the train to find out. Okay, so I'm going to jump in this unable to reach next stop. Oh, you know what's going on here? I need to make the whole train to automate it. So for nuclear components, I have two of these cargo stations. Sorry, there's a little bit of lag there. I have two cargo stations. One's going to be for the encased industrial beams, and the other one is going to be for the rest of the components. That's going to be the tricky part too, is trying to bring in the rest of the components and not overwhelm it with one component, so not overmake stuff. So I have to kind of try to send as much as I'm going to consume down here, or make a decent storage for every component. Well, this is going to be really tricky. I like the challenge though. It's really unnecessary. I could have just created like a long conveyor belt system. That's not too far away, but I really like trains. Yeah, look at that. So we have... I put two of these on. I put the locomotive on. And it is going. Whoa, it's a little laggy trying to stand on this thing when it's moving fast like that. That's cool. Well, look at that. We now have a train going back and forth from nuclear components to the nuclear station. Nice. And we should have the other one traveling underneath too. Where is it right now? Oh, it's not even close. I do want to see these both though on the same tracks at the same time. I think that would look cool. Okay, so we have success with this train. My next battle is actually getting myself together. I think I have to make my nuclear suit, my radiation suit. I don't have that yet. And we need to make a station for the uranium. I think I can just make the station now and get the train going, and then next episode we'll get the nuclear stuff set up. I'll have to set up the components up here, and then we will set up the nuclear factory over there and get everything fired up and going. Oh wow, look at it go. So quick. That is awesome. I think that looks solid. Alright, well, I gotta wait for the train to come back, and then I'm actually gonna ride it up to that area here and just make sure I have everything I need on me. And there we go. This one was actually rather simple and easy. So I named this, don't put this into your inventory. I've heard stories, but you can actually put more words onto your sign than you have sign. And what it does is it actually puts it over the edges. That's pretty funny. Holy crap. Slow down, you're gonna hit someone. Now I realized too, I totally forgot to put the other station at the end. So what I'm gonna do here is slap myself down a locomotive once I make the components, and drive back and then do the other station. Then we'll set it up. So I try to go through this switch here, and it actually pushed a... No, come back. Put the brakes on, you dummy train. It actually went in the wrong direction. Can I use this switch? Press E to toggle switch. There we go. I think I used it. No, come back, train. Damn thing. Ugh. Let's try this again. I hope that toggle switch is working. Oh my god, that thing is long gone. It went down. It's gone. I wonder what it's doing. I wonder if it misses me. I miss it. Ugh. Oh well. We'll have to make a new one. Okay, confirm this toggle definitely works. It's a little bit underground, but it's pointing in one direction. Now it's pointing in the other. That means this other station should work too. That's a relief. Okay, so I have my train set up here, and this one's called Uranium Depository. I've called the train Radiated Express. So we wanted to go from don't put this into your inventory to the Uranium Depository here. So
We are officially done. Is this train going to go on its own if I jump out? It is. Nice. Okay. Well, I do believe that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a neat idea too. I do like the two train stations in tandem. Did I speak too soon? Oh, I'm in the wrong train. I actually want to go to this side. Now, does this actually count as the same train? 'Cause that's not going anywhere. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got out, and it's going on its own. Okay, awesome. Peace out. That should run fine. I don't know why it was being weird. Okay, and it went down just right, and the other train is coming into station. Oh, that is awesome, and also very satisfying. Wow, trains are freaking cool. Oh, no wonder they released trains and they went on vacation. They're like, they'll have fun with this for a while. And this is only the start of our like whole train empire here that we're gonna have. Because this is just a small one. I'm gonna build a whole big train station on the other side of this. That's gonna be fun, and I learned a lot from this one. So, first of all, guys, I want to thank you for joining in. I'm sorry it took a long time for this episode to come out, but I'm actually going to try to put out 2 episodes this weekend, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. So I hope you guys do enjoy. If you did make it to this part, make sure you like the video. Always love that. Peace out and have a good one. Stay classy. And remember, always back up them game saves. Have a good one, guys. Fist boop.